What's up, y'all? Lance again, team leader, team Mamba of the Abacus Group, also co-founder of BH Capital Enterprises. Um, Welcome to another video. Uh, Most of you watching probably know who this guy is. Um, don't know if you guys remember, but he did an interview some years back where basically he said that there's no such thing as racism. And then he goes on to give a story about when he was in this house and he shot himself accidentally when he was a kid, and he basically said all of the black officers overlooked his body. They just jumped over him on their way to gather the drugs and guns and stuff like that. But the one white cop uh, basically fussed everybody out and picked him up and took him to the hospital, made sure he was okay, made sure he was going to make it. So basically, that incident in his life has impacted how he views society as an adult, where he says that there's no such thing as racism. I want to use that term, that phrase, from a different perspective. Um, Obviously, racism is a thing. While, I've never been called the N word to my face. I've never heard whispers of it, while I've been around. Um, as a black woman, it would be irresponsible of me to say, because of XYZ incident in my life, there's no such thing as racism. I can't discount anyone else's experiences when it comes to dealing with other races of people, simply because of my own experiences. And I won't say that that's what Lil Wayne was trying to do or anything like that. And I won't even say that he believes that 100%. My perspective is I acknowledge that racism, classism, the isms exist. They have no bearing on how I live my life. So therefore, those things don't exist. Um, so I, at one point in my life, at a time in my life, my younger years, um, I spent a lot of time researching and debating many different people on those types of subjects: racism and the plight of black people, religion, politics, just everything that there was to debate about. I was on every set debating all day long, just debating. It's actually a little embarrassing when Facebook reminds me in my memories of those many of those debates. Um, and I was so devoted and invested in my opinion that I thought it was the truth. But what I learned is the truth can also be subjective. There's my truth, there's your truth, there's, you know, the truths of many other people. Um, but when I say that there's no such thing as racism, I mean for my life, racism, classism will not be a hindrance in my pursuit of my goals and pursuit of the life that I want to live. Sure, I've been a victim simply by being born of racism and classism and many other isms. However, at this point in my life, I rather take full responsibility for my life and not place the blame for my condition on isms. or anyone else outside of me, because then I lose control over my life. And then I'm helpless and there's no solutions, and I'm just in this whirlwind of stuck, really a whirlwind of inertia, um, or potential energy. You know what I'm saying? Um, People were really, 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 invested in what he said, you know, and I didn't take offense to, what he said. Uh, I respect his experiences as a black man in America. Um, but I chose to take on a different perspective when it comes to what he said. So I acknowledge that those things are happening. I acknowledge that they have impacted me in some sort of way. But when it comes to my life and my responsibilities, um, I choose not to feed into those things so much so that they hinder me, hinder my progress. Um, so I choose to uh, seek solutions in things, in areas in life where race doesn't really matter, like the stock market, for example. TD Ameritrade doesn't care that I'm a black woman. TD Ameritrade doesn't care about any of that. The stock market doesn't care what I look like, uh, it doesn't care about any of that. It doesn't care if I hate people because of whatever reason. All it cares about is my capabilities as an investor or as a trader. Um, there's nobody that can discriminate against me for whatever reason that they deem important to them. You know, nobody can do that. Um, so yeah, I don't feed into those types of arguments. I'm very solution focused and solution minded, and in my in my choosing to take responsibility for my life as much as I possibly can, I work with other black people. I teach other black people how to navigate the markets, um, and it's that simple. Doesn't matter. Uh, it there's no classism, racism. There's nothing holding me back there because I'm serving my people. Um, but yeah, it's just wanted to offer a bit of a different perspective for some people. Some of us have never considered, that. We get so caught up in the fact that there are systems at work that are not for the benefit of black people. We're not meant to be beneficiaries of certain systems. And some people get so caught up in that there's no hope. There's no possible way out. There's no solution to this problem except to, rage against the system and try to figure out and pontificate aimlessly, really, on how to dismantle the system. And you can't, the system is what it is. And each person that serves the system, because believe it or not, we all serve the system. Each person that serves the system plays their role, you know. Um, and at some point, this system will fade away, it will die, it'll be dismantled. But I doubt that happening in my lifetime, you know. So my focus is on my focus is on not being so focused on the system itself and whether or not I'm a beneficiary of the system. because I know that there are areas within the system where I can be a beneficiary, and that's fine, and that's totally fine with me, you know. So think about that. Um, Consider my opinion. Not saying that that's the absolute truth. It's just my truth, And I just wanted to share it with you guys, in hopes that maybe someone will think a little bit differently, and kind of step outside of their box of or expand their current the borders of their thinking, as they are currently. Um, so yeah, in a way, I can agree with Lil Wayne. Aside from his story, I don't think his story was the best explanation for why he believes racism does not exist. So yeah, I'm ignoring that part, and just using the phrase, the overall phrase, to and then offering my own illustration of that point. So that's all I got for this video, y'all. Stay tuned for my next one. Uh, Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments. Shoot me a private message if you will, or if you wish to. But thanks for watching.